Lobsta Productions. Like a piece of leather. This is hard. Everything has been going poorly for me, going very badly for me.
I was like, they're gonna kill you, dude. They're gonna kill you for being
wild.
so brown. I was lightly propositioned by old cougar swingers, which was nice.
So yeah, I casually visited a pagan temple accidentally, bought weed and bought weed gummies from them, and then just basically, yeah, I found demons, but I did not ingest them.
As soon as you start mentioning Jesus, they flinch, and you know they're full of demons. Yeah, I had an interesting conversation.
Don't even call them.
Are you not tired of this? Are you not tired of this culture for the last decade?
It's your job as a comedian to cross the line and to say the thing that is true or the thing that is going to get you in trouble.
My opinion is the heart of comedy is doing what you think is funny, not what everybody else thinks is funny, and that's great.
We are being hypnotized by people like this. Newsreaders, politicians, teachers, lecturers. We are in a country and in a world that is being run by unbelievably sick people. The chasm between what we're told is going on and what is really going on is absolutely enormous.
Oh yeah, dude. There's some Neph. It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit what happened to the home of the brave. These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us fight and be slaves. And everybody's just walking around, heading the clouds and won't awaken to a dead in the grave. But then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up. Welcome to the end of days.
Everybody is slaves, only some are aware that the government releasing poison in the air.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Neph to America, your comedy commentary for the end of days. I don't know what to call it. But you know what it is, Top and I, we just spent some time on vacation. We wanted to shoot the shit about silly goose things instead of conspiracy, and so we resurrected this, Neph to America, a timeline cleanse. Before we get into all of that shit, though, guys, are we going to cut this stream, or are we going to let this go to the people? We didn't even talk about it.
What do you want to do?
Look at how old and brown Top looks. I think we should
look like a piece of leather. This is hard. Everything has been going poorly for me, going very badly for me. Let's I don't know. Do you want to read some submissions too? Maybe I didn't even talk.
You know what? Let's keep the whole going then, because we've done a thing where we've been on vacation. It's been a few days. Let's have the people have the entire episode because there's been a lull in content. But still, if you guys want to support us, consider going on over to patreon.com/Nephilim Death Squad, signing up for whatever tier you'd like. You get all kinds of perks, ad-free viewing experiences, early access to the episodes before they drop to the general public. You get to engage with the live chat. You guys can see that down in the corner. On the occasions where we go straight to Patreon, you will continue to see only Patreon members engaging in that bottom corner there in the chat. So lots of goodies wait you over on patreon.com/Nephilim Death Squad.
I do look like I'm in the Jeep verse. You tried,
dude. We were saying before the show started, I was like, they're gonna kill you, dude. They're gonna kill you for being so brown.
I was trying. So David's like, "Where are you? Are you coming?" He's trying to call me, and he's like, "Are you there?" But I'm trying to figure out, how do I make myself look less brown? And there's just no way. Like, I bought this. It was a mistake to buy a higher quality camera because now you can really see.
Oh yeah,
all of it. Like
you're gonna start peeling probably like tomorrow, right? My nose is starting to peel and my forehead's starting to peel.
Yeah,
so
you can't tell so much because your camera's not like. But like this camera is going to. You're gonna see every crease in my face. It's bad.
Yeah,
it's bad.
We have a lot to talk about. Top ended up going on vacation. I went on vacation. And then of course, when we came back from vacation, it wasn't even when we came back. While you were on vacation, Mersh, that whole drama got resurrected. We're gonna end up talking quite a bit about that. For those of you who have been following the drama, the Twitter drama unfold, and the narrative got to a point where there's contention between Top's face looks like a football, unbelievable. There is contention between Top and Mersh, and
I wouldn't call it contention.
Well, I would call it contention. It's been pissing me the off, and we're gonna get into all of that. But the contention reached a peak where Mersh was accused of saying a thing, and Mersh said, "Produce the DMs," and then you didn't produce the DMs, and it's because we're gonna do that here.
You know why? It's because I don't do anything that anybody tells me to do. I do what I feel like doing. That's right.
That's right. So we're going to talk about those DMs. By the way, for anybody who thought they didn't exist. Oh, here he is, by the way.
Who? Oh, yeah, I heard. he says, he's like, oh, this guy's such a schizo. Like he says yesterday that he's going to produce the DMs. And then today he says he doesn't feel like it. And I was like, yeah, I am schizo. Like, is anyone else paying attention? We've done like 300 episodes of this show. If you're thinking like you're just catching on now that I'm schizophrenic, because I've been very nice to you, Mersh. I've been a nice guy. Yeah. I've made you thousands of dollars.
You know what? The people don't know that about you, Top. You actually, so you're a terrible person, and people get to see that a lot. But behind the scenes, especially when it comes to business, especially when it comes to people's livelihoods, you're actually a very tempered man. You're very considerate, and you don't go to those extremes that you see on Twitter. Whenever it's a business conversation, that kind of doesn't happen. And we're going to talk about that today. You're going to see some of that today. There was a lot.
Big bank business. Talking
big bank business, baby. There was a lot of egregious overstepping by Mersh. And I just want to say, you handled it very gracefully. He didn't deserve the way that you handled the things that he said. So we're going to talk about that. But I want to talk about these vacations first, because you went to an all black island and I went to a floating hybrid of a Walmart and a buffet. And we both had wonderful experiences. What was the island that you went to? St. Thomas, it was?
St. Thomas, named after St. Thomas. Apparently some I don't know, some people from Spain brought they discovered the island full of blacks and they were like, we're calling it St. Thomas, declaring it for Jesus. It didn't work.
Damn, it didn't stick. You know why? Because Jesus didn't want it. He saw it. He was like, I don't know. I don't want any part of that at all.
It's an island full of black people with yellow eyes, and the rest of the population is hippie white people. It's like I'm gonna go live on an island and I'm gonna go do my own thing because I hate my dad, but I don't want to go too far, so I'm gonna like stay in America still. And that's
this is in America? I didn't know that. What is this? Is this like a Caribbean island?
We went here. The only reason we went here is because 10 years ago, when I got married to my wife, we had gotten our passports a couple of weeks before. So the 15th was our anniversary.
Okay.
So our passports.
Happy anniversary, by the way.
Thank you. You would think it was the worst vacation in my life. So I would have rather went to Jamaica, to be honest.
No, come on. You're being hyperbolic. No way.
Not at all. And not at all. You could if you'll ask my wife, and she'll tell you.
What I don't understand what you did. What is there to do at St. Thomas? What did you do?
So my wife tried to kill me. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to do in St. Thomas. What you're supposed to do there is you're supposed to pay a lot of money to stay on like an expensive resort. I think that's the move, because it's an island. So the beach is nice, but it's not an island that you want to travel and see the places on, because there's nothing to see. It's garbage. It's all like winding hills. Yeah, Emily says you're supposed to sit and drink. You know how many drinks I had? 0.
Did you really? You had 0? I was gone for 5 days. I had 6 drinks throughout those 5 days, because I also went to a place where you're supposed to sit and drink.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go raise a GoFundMe. You know what? We don't have enough GoFundMes out there for the Tower Gang people.
That's true.
I'm going to have a GoFundMe so that I can have a proper vacation, because this was miserable. No, I didn't.
Where would you go if you had the opportunity? Like, you got the money and you know, everybody's cool with Top making the decision to go. Where are you going?
You see, I'm a creature of habit. I would have went back to Aruba. What is it? Turn your mic volume up, please. Of course, it's different this time because StreamYard has updated. Hopefully that's better. We'll put it up here as well. Okay. I would have went to Aruba, but the problem is, like I said, 10 years ago, we got our passport to go on our honeymoon, where we went to Aruba. Great place. One of the best places in the world. Probably the ABC Islands. Exactly. Perpcrot says the world ABC Islands. They're dope. You know why? Because they're run by the Dutch Netherlands, by white people.
Oh, they're run by white people.
Yeah. This island is run by America, and it's filled with black people, and it shows. It's like slightly better than Jamaica, but like it's worse than Jamaica in a lot of different ways. Anyway, I would have went to Aruba, but we didn't have our passports. They expired. It would have taken a long time, or it would have been very expensive to get them rushed through. So we just said, oh, here's another island, and it's running, it's run by the United States. Can't be so bad, right? Wrong. We go to fly out, get stuck in Miami for a full day. So right off the bat, lose 25% of my trip.
Oh, dude, that's infuriating, especially when, you're looking at the price tag, how much you're spending on the trip, how much you're spending on flights, how much you're spending on, car rentals, all this shit. and you lose 25% of that, you
I got to
gotta
deal
burn
with
that fucking place to the ground.
dealing with some at American Airlines. I told her, I was like, it's unacceptable. I've lost a quarter of my trip and I should be refunded. And she says, well, because you're postponed less than 24 hours. It was like maybe an hour less than 24 hours. She's like, company policy says we don't have to really do anything. And I just said, you. And then she goes like this and she takes her computer and she turns it and she's like, good day, sir. And she like kicks me off the line. So I went and spoke with her. It was a whole thing. I ended up
Unbelievable.
talking
You
with her
said you to the airline.
I'm usually like super nice to people. Like
Yeah.
In real life, I'm like,
I've
okay.
been to restaurants with you where the restaurant was dropping the ball. We've hung out plenty of places. Always very cordial, always very nice. Yeah.
That top is done. I'm done. I'm sorry. Yeah.
You left him in St. Thomas. That top is in St. Thomas somewhere.
That top is in MCO right now, where like when I was leaving to the airport, I just don't give a anymore. I'm not saying like I didn't tip anybody on in my time at St. Thomas. I didn't say thank you to anybody. I was just nasty. And you know what? They deserved it.
Yeah.
All these people deserve it. It was a horrible experience, man. But I get to St. Thomas, we land, and my wife then I said, so where are we going? Because I'm stupid enough to let her book the trip again. And she goes, we're going to an Airbnb. And I was like, how are we getting there? Oh, I rented a car. And I was like, who's driving? Interesting. Is it? Oh, you're driving. Cool. I get in the car. It's a beat up Corolla. They drive on the wrong side of the road, on the left side of the road. So right off the bat, the dumbest shit in the world. It's a standard car, but we're driving on the other side of the road, and everything's like up a mountain with blind turns. So you're asking me why I didn't drink? That's why.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you're the designated driver. I was being driven around by, proper white people who were, I met the captain of the ship. And so I had no problems. I was able to drink and hang out. That's pretty whack.
It was the worst thing in the world, dude. And it's like, so I'm like driving on the wrong side of the road. I'm stressed the out because these people, they just drive. They're going, whoop, they're whipping around the island. And it's like all mountains. And I'm like, I'm going to crash. And it's like, I've did it twice. You make a turn and you end up on the wrong side of the road. You're in oncoming traffic. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I'm not trying to die out here. It was just a horrible experience. But I want to hear about your. I'll tell you a little bit more about what happened. When we got there.
What I will say is, I think you and I have this in common. I don't know if this was your situation in Aruba, but I find myself unable to relax, and I find myself having a tremendous amount of anxiety when I'm on vacation. So I didn't actually get to relax in any real meaningful way. I was gone for 5 days. Was it 5 days? And the first 2 were, I was pretty angry. I felt bad because, I'm there with my wife and my son. And the way this came about is my wife is looking up vacations as she often does. And she's asking me, should we do this? Should we do that? Typically, my response is no, because I have a sort of famine mentality where I'm afraid to spend money because I've been dramatically poor for most of my life. And so I will continually say no. I realized that I have this habit. And so I said to her, baby, look, I know this is maybe I'm thinking too deep about it. God always has, me and my wife. Even if things go bad, we always seem to figure out a way and get back on our feet and everything's good. So I go, that happens all the time. Look, even if the money is scary, book the vacation, because if you leave it up to me, I never will. I will always look for a more, not responsible, but a better place for that money to go. So she books this thing and we get to go. It's a horrible thing to do, by the way, for my psyche. I'm moving this week. We have Bohemian Grove that we are prepping for. And I am spending an incredible amount of money on this cruise. The whole thing is very stressful. But we do it, and we go through the whole rigmarole. We get on the ship pretty easily. And long story short, for the first 2 days, your options while you're there. It is the nature of a cruise. By the way, I went on the Margaritaville. It departs from Tampa. It goes to Mexico.
I thought we were staying at Margaritaville. See if we.
What do you mean?
So there's a Margaritaville resort that my wife was like, do you want to go here? Do you want to go there? And I said,
I didn't know they had resorts.
Yeah, they have resorts. And I was like, yeah, do the resort so that we can go on the resort and stay on the resort. I have no interest in meeting the people on this island. It's not a place I want to travel. And I don't know what happened, but she's like, we booked the Airbnb in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, all right.
No good.
Go.
I mean,
No good.
I'm on I saw somebody in the chat say, where they go, Stoney's says, cruises sound horrible. Stuck on a boat with hundreds of strangers. Fuck
Thousands.
that. Yes, very much the case. Emily says, what did I do with Jack? We did bring Jack. He came along for the ride. Now this is the nature of the game is consume at all hours of the day. If you say, what are we going to do? It is either eat or drink. I'm not a big drinker. And I can't even eat because I'm in a competition with Cole for a bodybuilding. The whole thing was like, those first few days I'm going, I don't know what the we're going to do. But of course, my anxiety is heightened because I am in an ocean of people at all times. You're on this cruise, like they said, hundreds of strangers, the vast majority of them morbidly obese and disgusting. Morbidly obese. These are people that are content with laying down, waking up, getting a drink, getting food, laying down, waking up. Like that is kind of the whole thing on repeat. The other thing that I discovered here is they do shows. So they'll have live performances, and there are tiers to that live performance. Some of them are wonderful, genuinely wonderful, right? 2 of them that I bore witness to were excellent. It was in a theater on the ship. There's a big stage, and they're putting on a high production show. Some of the other ones were just people dancing in the lobbies, and I hate it. I hate it. I don't care for live music. I don't care for live performances. It's got to be over the top for me to be entertained. And even that, I'm still not, in my element, but I can learn to enjoy it. But they had people performing and dancing. You would get an announcement. You'd be laying in your room and they'd go at 12 p.m. in the lobby, there's going to be a performance of this song or that song. Be sure to come down. What that means is that you get your ass up out of your little bedroom. You go all the way to the other side of the ship, and then you stand shoulder to shoulder because there's certainly no seating left. That was the name of the game the entire time, by the way, Top. No seating. No tables available, no space by the poolside, no space left to watch these shows. You just end up standing, and for what? It's a couple of subpar performances, by some people with a little guitar.
Were you waiting in line? Were you waiting in line on vacation?
Dude, all I did was wait in line. That was kind of the thing, was just waiting in line.
Crazy, dude. That would make me insane.
I just want to say, though, the blacks were very well behaved. Surprising.
Good for them.
Yep. And I think the reason being is, number 1, this isn't Carnival Cruise. Number 2, the only music they played was Jimmy Buffett. And I think that black people find it incredibly hard to twerk to Jimmy Buffett, whose music, by the way, is trash. It is bad music. I mean, Margaritaville is it's a catchy little tune, but the whole thing is themed after Jimmy Buffett, who is the guy who sang Margaritaville. He's basically a white guy who surfs, likes Hawaiian shirts. Like, I have an affinity for him. I appreciate what he's done there because Jimmy Buffett is a guy who just figured out how to relax. I've not figured that out yet, but Jimmy Buffett figured out how to relax, and then he made a whole brand off of just chilling, drinking a drink that's filled with a ton of sugar, and then falling asleep about it, and then writing songs about that whole experience. And so I find that black people cannot. There's just, I don't know if it's the rhythm is broken, but they can't figure out how to twerk to it. So they were all very well behaved,
like a shock collar for black people.
Yeah, exactly. Jimmy Buffett is a shock collar for black people. They don't like it. They're not.
And they start to gyrate. He's just like, waste it away. He's like, I can't twerk individually my butt cheeks to this.
Dude, you know what the other thing that was weird too is the amount of ass, right? Like, everybody, apparently thong bikinis are back in vogue.
Yeah.
And the cougars are out in force. I was lightly propositioned by old cougar swingers, which was nice.
What happened?
I was sitting in the hot tub. They were going to play a movie, and the movie screen on the deck outside is right in front of the hot tub. So I said, man, if I could just get in that hot tub, and I know it's awkward because I don't like people, and there's strangers in this hot tub with me, but if I sit there long enough, they will feel awkward and they will leave. And that's not at all what happened, actually. I sat in there. I established dominance. I spread out really wide. I put my arms out. I laid back. And I was having a good time for a little bit.
Starfish, just legs and
like
arms
a starfish.
all the way
That's
up.
what you have to do. You have to spread out. So they go, this is not good. I don't want to be here. And what ends up happening is like 4 cougars and their dusty old men. They hop in there with me. And then they proceed to have a very loud conversation about all the people that they tried to catch for swinging, for their wives. You know what I mean? This is the whole thing. So they're talking about it very loud, and it's basically like they're casting a line out. They're trying to fish for me. And so that was really, I also had an old lady when I was in the elevator. She comes up to me and she goes, "Your performance last night was incredible." And I go, "What the f- are you talking about,
Say
bitch?"
thank you.
I don't know.
Thank you,
No, I
walk
didn't
away.
say thank you. I said, I didn't have I didn't do anything. I think you're mistaken. And she goes, no. In the lobby, right? Another lobby performance. You were dancing salsa. You were one of the performers and you crushed it. And I said, "Ma'am, I'm simply not the salsa dancer. It's not the case at all." What I will say is, that is insulting because the vast majority of the performance staff were malnourished Indonesian men. And somehow she saw that and then saw me in that. You know what I mean? Like, she looked at me in this elevator and she was like, "Indonesian."
You look like the kid from Indiana Jones. Man,
Data?
yeah, he's like kind of Asian, but you have this sort of look to like Indonesian, like.
I'm a ethnically ambiguous baby boy, and I understand that. But she was adamant. She wouldn't take the fact that I wasn't the guy dancing salsa. She wouldn't listen to me. Yeah, Nancy says, "Your people all look alike." That's because half of your vision is restricted. Everything is just very blurry.
66% of your vision.
Oh, there you go. Short
up.
round. Damn, these people are good. Emily and Carmen said short round. That was his name
Short
from
round.
Indiana Jones. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, I mean, I will say after those 2 days where it was pretty much that, and I was a bad sport, man. I felt bad. I know my wife was bummed out because she expected one thing and then it's just not my bag, is that type of experience. Not a big drinker, certainly not a partier. And so, it begs the question, what is there for me? And we eventually did make our way to Mexico, which was a pleasant surprise. I found myself to be the tallest man in Mexico, which was very cool. It's very rare that I'm ever the tallest man anywhere. And we got to do some cool there. I ripped around a jet ski, and I ripped around a jet ski hard, dude. I don't know how much 84 kilometers is because I'm stupid, but that's how much I was doing on the ocean, and I'm catching air and smashing over and over again into the ocean. Feels like a car wreck. I didn't know that about jet skis and water, but it very much feels like a constant car accident, but it was a lot of fun. So I did have fun, managed to do that, do some inflatable obstacle courses with the boy. And I did manage to dismount off of this experience, having a good time. But man, hundreds of fat people. Wicked, the new Wicked was what I was waiting in that hot tub for with those cougars when they finally did leave.
I would have had a blast on the cruise because I revel in the insanity. Like I would be people watching. I would be just laughing at people the entire time. It would have been a lot of fun for me. This vacation that I had was not fun.
Well, there's nothing to do on the way you've described it. Doesn't sound like there's anything to do on that island.
There's nothing to do except for like go to different beaches and they're all the same, but you actually can't park at the beaches because there's like too many people on the island and nobody's figure out how to cut down trees or something to make a spot. But it's an island run by black people. What do you want me to say? But here's what happened. It's very interesting. So right off the bat, we land. Somebody that we knew gave us. I actually went in the group chat, and I was like, "Is this good to smoke?" They gave us THCA. It's a little thing of like a joint of THCA.
THCA.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's like bullshit. It's like fake weed or not fake weed.
Oh,
but it's
dude,
like,
you smoking spice out there?
No, that's what I said. Is that spice? It's not spice. It's THCA is like the THC, and it doesn't become active until you burn it. So I was like, oh, all right, this is cool. And I was like, where'd you get it from? And they're like, oh, we got it from this place called Elevates right up the road. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll go check this place out. This is the first thing we did.
It says THCA or tetrahydrocannabinolic acid is a cannabinoid found in raw and live cannabis plants. It's the acidic precursor to THC, the well-known psychoactive compound in. So is it psychoactive?
When
you shit, it says no.
What does it say?
Dog, it says non-psychoactive.
Well, apparently when you burn this, it does activate into whatever. I didn't even, here's what happened. I got this and I was like, cool, thanks. Let's travel around. Let's see where we're at. So we go to where this place is because it's in like a small town. It's a town. And all the roads are fucked up. Everything is disgusting. Everything is, the roofs are torn off. All the houses have bars on the windows. I was like, where the fuck did you bring me? Like, as we were driving this, I I look at my wife again. I go, where did you bring me? Why do you keep bringing me to these places?
What does she think of the dilapidated nature of this place?
She hated it. She was like, this place is horrible. So I was like, I wasn't trying to be negative. I was just staying quiet. I'm pissed off because I'm driving through mountains in a treacherous terrain. I know I'm not going to be able to enjoy myself or relax until we're back at the Airbnb, because I can't drink or smoke anywhere out there because then I have to drive back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not going to do that even the slightest bit inebriated.
But you said you didn't have any drinks out there, so you just never.
Well, I had one. I had one drink. I had one drink after, because there was a restaurant that was like by the Airbnb that we like walked to. But I was like,
"What did you drink?"
I don't even. It didn't matter. I don't even know. It's not enough to get drunk. It was just a drink, and it was like expensive. Everything there is expensive. All the food's expensive. All the food sucks. They don't even have their own cuisine because it's just like a part of America. It's about part of America, but not really. So all the people are downtrodden. So they're like American blacks, but they also don't really care about their island. They have no island pride. At least
do they
Jamaica,
have an accent?
They have, yeah. I don't know from what. I don't know, but
just a made up.
Jamaica at least had an accent. You know, Jamaica, like not just an accent, but they had a pride about their country. Like they're like, Jamaica's the best, man. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. Like you're in a
It's
place.
not true, but it's cool.
It's not true, but I'm glad you think that.
at least I'm having this experience of being in a foreign land and experiencing the culture, which we love so much.
I was in America, but with hills. It sucked. So we go to this place. It's called Elevate. And I actually meet some interesting people there. And but first I go in, and again the guy has a bag of, I got these gummies. You should try these gummies. So I buy the gummies, and I was like, all right, cool. I can bring these back on the flight with me. I've done it before from New York, so I was like, all right, I'm not gonna eat all this here. So I buy these gummies, and now I have this blunt from the same place. And then he's like, oh, check out this part of our store, and it's like it opens up to like a weird nightclub. And I walk in, and I was like, it smells like they're burning. All right, it's crazy. They're burning incense in here. They're playing what I can only describe as binaural beats. There's a guy with like long dreads, and he's just like DJing, but no one's there because they're prepping for a party at 9. And they're like, go upstairs, check out our new room. And I go up, and it's like it's like glass windows, and on the walls a mural of the moon. So, and then on the floor is like these like big lounges that you could like lay on bean bags and I'm looking around, and I'm like, and I was like, why is this? And he's like, oh, because like that's where I'm from. I'm like a moon child.
For
swear to God.
Sake. No, he didn't say he's a moon. What is he, an indigo? He's an indigo child or whatever
this, when I told him, I said, I'm trying to have like a regular conversation with him. And I was like, oh, that's funny. And like alarms just going off. And now I have this, like, I had bought this weed from this dude, and I'm just like, I don't want this. I decided right then and there, I'm not even going to smoke this or eat any of this. So that's like all this money completely thrown out right off the bat. You're not getting the money back. It was a cash transaction.
Oh yeah. There are no refunds. No refunds. So I'm looking at it, and he's like, yeah, dude, I had this commission because like I'm like on the moon, and I'm looking down on the earth and down on the floor. And then as I'm looking down, I look at the wall. There's a mural of Zeus and a phoenix flying from Zeus. And I'm just like, I was like, what's that mural about? And he was like, oh yeah, dude, that's like I don't even remember his name, but it's like these people are like. And then I look around more. There's like an ankh. There's more like Egyptian symbolism. Then I look around. They're doing Reiki healing. And I look around more. No, dude.
There's a yoga studio. And then I'm like, I'm like, all right, let's go. So I come down. I'm about to leave. And the guy's talking to me again. I was like, where are you from? And he goes, oh, I don't like to like say like where I'm from, because it's like we're all from the source. We're all from one. And I was like, where the fuck are you from?
That's so gay and so annoying.
It's so annoying. And I'm just like, yeah, cool. And then he started talking about reincarnation. Then some other lady came in. The lady was very interesting. And she called herself a light healer.
Wait, Emily said Berkeley, California. Yeah, that's where he's from. That's what I was thinking. As you're saying that, I'm like, he's from some like high fluent, rich place. He's got rich parents. He's a rich white kid, and he doesn't want you to know that.
He was an Indian. He was a Pajit looking dude.
Oh, he's an Indian. Disgusting. Okay.
But honestly, they're all the same. So yeah, I casually visited a pagan temple accidentally, bought weed and bought weed gummies from them, and then just basically Yeah, I found demons, but I did not ingest them. I would not, like, thank God. I was asking
Smart
the chat,
move.
I was like, is this good to smoke? And they were like, oh, maybe. Scott was telling me some lies. I'm like, Scott's a liar.
He is
I
a
don't
liar.
fucking believe. So like,
He's
we'll
a good
hold off
liar.
on it. He's a good liar. He almost got me. I'm infested with demons. So I come out and I'm talking to this lady. She's very nice. And I talked to her for like an hour and a half. I basically did a Nephilim Death Squad interview, but it's a lot more fun when they don't understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Like I can hide my intentions, and also I can hide what I know. So I'm just asking her questions. I'm leading her. And, you know, it turns out she's got an autistic son. She's watched the telepathy tapes. I made her cry when I brought it up. I was talking about like all this work with these entities. Then she disclosed to me that she does,
she has an autistic son. Is that what you said?
her son was nonverbal autistic for 5 years.
Wow.
And she sent him to school. And when he started to communicate, he told her that he would read the other kids' minds and then let the teachers know what they needed. And she didn't believe him until the tapes came out. And I'm like,
wow, that's crazy.
it is crazy. It's funny how, like, I was telling my wife, I think that, like, maybe if, I don't know, if like you'd consider it a ministry, maybe my ministry would be eventually to go and talk to these new age people, because they're right there. And
They're
I can
right
talk
there,
to
yeah.
them. They're all fun, like, to talk to. We're talking about, like, they weren't bad people. We're talking about all kinds of conspiracy. They're talking about politics. Obviously, they're all left wing. They're all, like, you know, anti-capitalist. But I can talk to them on those lines, and they had no clue which angle I'm coming from, because I know more than them. I'm just like kind of, you know, guiding the conversation. But yeah, so she came out with that. And then she got like really comfortable, and she was like, you know, this thing's been happening to me. And she's like, I'm an artist, but like a couple of years ago, I don't know what's happened. I told her it's called autodidactic writing, where she's like, I'm just like drawing, and I'm like just like meditating and focusing, and the artwork is great, but around the artwork is, I wish I had the pictures. Around the artwork is like ancient Enochian that she's showing me, and she's showing me a video of her drawing it. So it's like these great like mandala symbols, and it was like fantastic. The colors were great. I was like, really nice to look at. But the inscriptions inside of everything was what that guy was looking at when he put the red light up and he was doing DMT. And I told her, I was like, have you seen this study? And she was like, no. I was like, you should look into that, because these are the same letters that we saw when we were talking with Cult of Conspiracy. I didn't tell her it was like ancient Enochian, or what I think is ancient Enochian.
It's called hierarchical numerics or something like that, and it's a mixture of like Greek and Egyptian that only the priest class would have been privy to, and only they would have used. And you imagine that much of the symbols and hieroglyphics and such that come from Greece and Egypt would have been probably like a watered down version of Enochian. You know, it kind of gets passed down, and then little things, characters change here and there. So I think at its root, it's all the same.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, I'm not gonna like throw it all on her, but I'm listening, and I'm trying to get as much information from her as possible. So she's getting downloads from, she doesn't even know, and I'm like, what do you think?
She never
aliens
claimed.
are?
Did she ever say like not a name or anything from the things that she's getting downloads from?
More like feelings, feelings, but she's able to get like specific letters. Like, she's like, I was like, when you see the letters before you draw them, she's like, no, they're very clear. And if I mess it up, she knows if it's messed up. So she knows exactly what she's writing, because this thing is telling her in some form or fashion, like almost looking through her eyes.
This is the lady
I guess.
that has an autistic kid.
Yeah.
This is a very crazy combination, right? Because you imagine that if this child is engaging in any form of telepathy, then he's coming across various influences in this astral realm or whatever. She's not putting them together.
She's not putting them together, and it's not it wasn't my job at that time. I got her phone number, but it's not my job at the time to like break her world like that. This needs to be
It's
disclosed
a slow,
slowly. But yeah, dude, it was like, you know, it seems like she went from having her kid understanding like they're very close to what we believe, except for like this one lie. Like, I got her to talk about organized religion a little bit, and that kind of like set her off, and she was like, oh, you know, because of this, and you know, Jesus and all and I was like, I get what you're saying. I was like, yeah, I agree with her. I was like, you know, organized religion kind of is not great, and I understand why it pushes you away. but it pushes some people to that where she's at, because she's finding a lot of answers where she's at.
That's the thing, is like, these people are fun because they believe in a spiritual realm. So I could have even though we deviate so
you don't
massively.
just believe in it. She's like astral projecting into it. She's describing this stuff to me. So she's actually in it. She's doing this stuff actively. Yeah. And I'm like, she's like, you know, you're not going to believe me, but I do this, I do that, I do this. It's like, I believe you. I know exactly what I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, I know what you're doing. But the more the conversation went, the more the people were like buzzing around us. Like there were other people in there that worked there. And then they started to like we were just holding shop there. And they were like, who the is this guy? And I'm just because I'm asking all the right questions, and I'm just leading the conversation to exactly where I want it to go. And eventually I see them all talking, and they're kind of like suspicious. And then I brought up at the very end, I'm like, I am a Christian. I agree with everything you're saying. And like not obviously not like, you know, some of the more heretical things, but I'm like, I agree with exactly what you're saying. I understand
these like
that
spiritual
it's true.
principles and the existence of these, you know, spiritual realms and such.
Yeah. We spoke about manifesting. She was like, oh, you're manifesting. I'm like, I guess so. You know, it's like there's a principle that is, you know, being used. But I was like, I find myself in these conversations a lot in places that I shouldn't. Like I'm on this island talking to you about the same thing right now.
It's interesting.
But it was funny because once I brought up Jesus Christ, people in the room almost flinched. Like the people around me, it was crazy. And I sort of knew it was going to happen, but I brought it, like I dropped it in, I forgot exactly what context, but it was hard. It was hard. I told him, I believe in all the context that you believe in. I just think that there is a higher power. Wouldn't call it source. I call it God. And the way to get through that right here is through Jesus Christ. And it was like, boom, on the table. And everyone was like fluttered. I felt like I was in a nightclub during Blade. And I just pulled out a sword really quick. And everyone was like, what? And then at that moment, I was like, I'm throwing these gummies out. Can't smoke this, because I don't know what was going on in this place. Like we entered through a different spot, you know? And then they showed us this back room. I thought this was just like a hemp store or something like that, you know, or like a weed
you went
store.
into a place that I'm sure doesn't have necessarily a rhyme or reason, but it's like it's filled with spiritual energy.
Everybody we spoke to in there, old, like broken people, like some white lady from North Carolina, and her life, she just described it. She just told us exactly how her life went sideways, and then she found the new age. And I'm like, yep, and now you're here. And another guy, the other guy didn't even want to tell us where he was from, because I'm like, God only knows, your went sideways as well. And you were presented some sort of answers, you know, this love, light, peace. And it's like what you're doing, they're dabbling in reality. It's very interesting, but it's
so common though, isn't it? Like, I mean, I kind of went through something like that myself. I never practiced any of those principles, but I was in my younger years much more willing to look at, you know, Gnostic ideas, occult ideas, whatever, like all this esoteric shit. And then I finally was able to come around and be like, oh yeah, you know, these things do exist, but you're looking at the wrong side. What does Jin say? She says, yep, as soon as you start mentioning Jesus, they flinch and you know they're full of demons. Yeah. I had an interesting conversation.
They don't call them demons. Like they don't.
No, they don't. Because they're.
Yeah, but I mean, they've never really been presented this side that we're presenting, because like, you know, regular Christianity would just call them demons. Like you guys are full of demons. So it's like there's a way to tell somebody that they've been lied to, that what they've been told is true, but who they've been told by is not exact. They're not exactly, you know, after your best intention.
So, in our research, I do think that concept of the dead Nephilim being what we would describe as demons is.
Let me ask Jen, do you think God will reimburse my trip?
Ooh, that'd be nice.
If I was there,
at least
I was there just for that.
At least 25%.
At least 25. Actually, the 25% that I missed was the best part of the trip.
Was it sitting in the in Miami? Oh yeah, because
it was a nice hotel.
So I did have a bit of an encounter myself, which was fascinating. I'm sitting on the bus coming back from Mexico. They're taking us back to the cruise ship, and a guy comes over, sits next to me. He's like a heavyset, bald dude, white dude, and he's joking around a little bit. There's like some light banter going back and forth. And he starts talking about, he comes out of nowhere and he's like, would you believe that I'm 60 years old? And the dude's got like significantly less wrinkles than me. I'm a very wrinkly man.
Is he putting piss on his face?
No, he wasn't putting piss on his face. I did recommend that. But he said it was a mixture of castor oil and something else. I forgot what it was that he's putting on nightly. And to his credit, he did not look 60 years old. He looked like he could be late 40s or something like that. And so we're talking, and we're chopping it up, and it's just a bunch of silly conversation. And then he gestures to my son, and he goes, it was weird. He knew that he was 10. My son's birthday just passed. He's now 10 years old, and this dude knew that he was 10. And I go, that was a good call, man. How'd you know that? And he goes, well, I am a pastor, and I deal with children a lot, and I just know a 10-year-old. Like, I know, how tall they're supposed to be, and da-da-da. And I go, oh, that's fascinating. So we start talking about that.
See,
and
I'm a pastor too.
I'm a bit of a pastor myself. So, we end up getting into this conversation. He's asking me if I believe in Christ. I'm like, absolutely. So we go back and forth. And, we're having a conversation. I'm not exposing him to anything that he doesn't already know. But what was fascinating is as we're having this conversation, which he was with me as we got off the bus. We walked all the way. It's a good trek back to the cruise ship, and we're just shooting. And people are stopping and listening to our conversation. But somebody actually turned around and stopped us and said, "It's so refreshing to hear what you're saying." And I could imagine that could just well be that we were on the Margaritaville cruise and everything is debaucherous, everybody's face, everything is exposed tits and thong bikinis and all this. And I think that that's what they found fascinating about it. But this guy was a cool dude. I mean, he had many kids of his own, but he adopted 6 children just to take care of, and help them out. And, he seemed like a guy that was really, he's talking about how involved he is with charity and things of this nature. But it was interesting the way that it came about because he like gravitated towards me for some inexplicable reason and just leaned in and started talking to me, and we hit it off right away. So I do think that, I don't know, like I was looking at it, even my wife felt that way. She was like, I feel like we were supposed to talk to him. She said that she thinks he's going to come into play again in the future. And who knows, life is weird like that. But that's the kind of that I enjoy doing, is having conversations like that. I can't turn that off. It's very hard for me to go to a place and sit down and engage in like empty kind of nonsense. I found that throughout the whole trip, I actually don't know how to relax. I know how to take a nap. I'm a good napper. But even in my own house, when I don't have anything to do, I'm up and walking around. My wife will be like, why don't you come sit next to me? Let's relax. I'm like, I can't sit down. I got to pace around. I got to walk around. I don't know how to relax. I think it'll actually end up being probably the death of me, is my own psychology winds up the anxiety thing so tightly that I think I'm in a constant state of anxiety and I have no idea.
Let me tell you guys, because that actually brings up my next point here. What I actually did on vacation, because I didn't have fun. I didn't relax. I worked for you guys. Here we go. We're going to show you. I got like 20 something new designs.
Oh, that's a great shirt. Cole's got a shirt. That's a banger.
Yeah. I don't know what color I'm going to make it, but everything's interchangeable. We got our Springfield animal control. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
You know what you should
do
for the dog one? Just put a little razor, like a plastic razor on the ground. It's like an Easter egg.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
This one's dope. This is like a.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, the Nephilim Death Squad one.
I love
That's
that.
like David versus Goliath. It's not going to chip it. These are all ideas that I've had for a long time. Never had the time to execute, but on the plane, on the ride over, on when I didn't feel like acting like I was in St. Thomas, I was just doing this. Top Lobster's Dog Man. All this stuff is going to drop soon. Yeah, this is a banger. This is a lot of fun to do. This one here
that's so excellent. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. Incredible. Yeah. I know we're not going to talk about it because you guys are going to talk about it on Tower Gang, and that's kind of the point of what we're doing here. Is Top and I just had all these crazy experiences. There's not going to be space on Tower Gang because it's the Toad Show, baby.
Is jamming up the show. But if you don't watch Tower Gang, go buy this shirt. This is a fundraiser shirt. It's on toplobsta.com. It's up there. All the profits will go directly to Toad. So I don't know, about $30 a profit. We've already sold a bunch. I mean, and it's crazy to people Somebody in Cuba brought one. Somebody in Japan
That's so cool.
brought
That's
one.
so cool.
It's great. Yeah, when I get a notification and I look and it's just like the address is in a different language, I'm like, what the like the address is just symbols. Like these guys love Toad, so I hope they go and support them. This is the Fear Not World Tour. That's the front.
This might be my favorite one. The Fear Not
remember the
World Tour
back.
is a banger.
Yeah, there's a back to it. It's mixed up. We got the MK Ultra chickens.
Love it.
This is the back. So these are all the scriptures.
That's so cool. It actually works as this cool little thing because it shows you the scriptures where you're going to find that. I love that.
Yeah, well, that's some of them. There are more. I couldn't
Can't fit 'em.
find. It couldn't fit them. Can't find them. They're all over the place. So this is David's female skull.
Oh, yes, yeah.
On the back, it says in the same font, it says Jew fed shill, gay
Love
Jew
it.
shill fed, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mr. Popo's torture chamber banger shirt.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think this was inspired by the episode with Brian of Demon Racers. We
Yes,
gotta have that
yeah,
on.
that's right.
Yeah. Diarrhea shirt. Why
That's
not?
a great one. That's so
Yeah.
good. Like it's nothing needs to be added or removed from that. It's perfect.
It's perfect. Yeah. It's,
Diarrhea.
what's it mean? Bomb Brooklyn. Can I showed you this. Like, can you put this on a shirt?
No
I
idea.
don't know. This one here is my fatigue shirt. It's just that Down syndrome dude that's doing.
That's who it is,
parkour.
right? It's the Down syndrome parkour dude.
Yeah. It's just fatigue. He's just tired of it. I get it. Original timeline gangster, the Mandela effect. He's from Earth C-132. This is what I was doing on vacation. I can't
love it.
relax.
I love it.
work.
I knew you couldn't relax. When I knew you were going on vacation, I'm like, he's gonna be just like me, but a few degrees worse than me. A few degrees worse because you actually have a skill set that you can execute while you're out there. I couldn't do anything but pace around and eat.
Just talk to random strangers.
Just
You know
talk
that
to
the
random
Nephilim are
strangers,
everywhere.
yeah.
They're among us.
That's so funny.
Yeah, we'll go to Aruba. We should go to Aruba next time, and everybody relax.
Dude, I want to go to some place with like beautiful. I would love to go to Utah. Actually, Utah seems really cool. So we could find the hill and we could wait there for the autist to show up.
All right, let's show you some more. This one is a banger.
Little Seasoners, baby. That's great.
Seasoners. Yeah, banger shirt. I can't wait to wear this. This one's gonna match with my Olympic sevens. Hell yeah. This one
And the
we've been-
Ouija board. Yes.
So
Yes.
I was supposed to make this about a year ago. Didn't
Yep,
do
I
it.
remember that.
There we go. Ban the Ouija board. Nuke New York City. New York City. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. I made this before I made the Toad shirt.
Yeah. The
This is
Toad
a-
shirt's gonna outsell it, but this one's classic.
Probably. Yeah, this is a cool one. I like this one. It's like Mein Kampf, the Mein Kampf font.
Oh yeah, the book. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Portal potties. I don't even know why, but portal potty
I like it.
rentals.
Portal
it's
potty
fun.
rentals is a banger, especially
Yeah.
if you're renting out to like events like Joshua Tree.
yeah. Now that's what I call white culture. All the white people in the chat. Go ahead.
I love that one.
This one was fun. I did this one. on the
Oh,
Spirit
that's
Airline
fun.
plane.
That's
Yeah.
very funny.
Diddy's Farm Fresh Eggs. This one.
Yes.
You cannot. I'm not selling this to anybody. I'm going to set it. You have to be in Florida. If you're not
Yeah.
in Florida, I'm not shipping it to you.
Yeah. Dude, I love that. Exclusive. You don't get this one.
Yeah, this is for Florida people only. Cultural terrorism. Cultural
Do
terrorism.
you have the that's a banger. Do you have the Scott is asking for the Biden one? And honestly, the Biden one was great. Did you
yeah,
wrap
I
that one up
did.
in here?
This one? Yeah, this one here is dope too.
That
It's
was
all in the
great, yeah.
egg. There's David as a egg.
It's all in the egg. I love that one. That's so cool.
There it is. This one. We don't want a racial jungle.
Oh my god, dude.
Is that
What
right?
a banger.
Crazy. Absolutely insane. My wife was like, "What are you drawing there? What are you doing?" I said, "Mind your business."
That's right. Paying the bills. That's what I'm doing. Paying the bills. This is how
Paying
we
the
do it.
bills.
Big
These will
bank
drop
business,
soon.
baby.
Yeah. Those will all drop soon. I've been busy at work, beating up on people, trying to survive this island, and drawing, man, having a lot of fun.
Did
Having
you
a lot
have?
of
Let me
fun
ask you.
vacation.
What was the redeeming aspects? Because I don't want it to be a shitting on. Somebody at the top of the show said we're about to listen to them on the thing that they decided to do, which is fair. It's
Yeah,
fair.
It's true.
It's true. Was there any redeeming qualities for your, in your experience?
I will say that the sun exposure was insane. We went there and it was like overcast both days. I was like, "F- I'm going to the beach anyway. And I went, took my shirt off, laid in the sun. I mean, clouds over us, and I still got burned. So
Yeah. You
A
got
plus
barbecued, baby.
on sun exposure. Even the sun in Florida is not that crazy. Like I walk around outside here all the time, and I was like white before. I
Well,
got
that's
burned
what's
out
really
there.
hard about it is it's like you're going and doing these things, and especially like for for example, the cruise, most of what you're gonna do, especially when you bring a child, is he wants to go to the pool. He wants to go and hang in the pool. He wants to go in the hot tub. And there's only so much. Like by the second day, you've already had a pretty dangerous amount of sun exposure. I don't wear sunscreen because Johnson and Johnson got popped for their sunscreen, giving people cancer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, of course that's what they're doing. They're telling you to slap this shit on yourself, and then you're getting cancer from it. So I don't wear sunscreen at all. And so I have to kind of play the game safe. I can only get so much, but by day 2, I've still got 3 days left or whatever it is, and I'm already fucked up to the point where I probably shouldn't be. So I'm in the pool with my shirt over my head like I'm Muslim. And all you see is just my head sticking out of the water because I'll submerge my whole body so it doesn't get barbecued. It's a hard thing to do for that long, is to suddenly be exposed to that much sunburn.
Yeah, this was day 1. I went out there. I was like, I'm a day late. I'm gonna try to get a tan. I laid out there for maybe 2 hours in an overcast sky. Got burned. It's crazy. And then
I can't believe you just laid there for 2 hours. You thought that the clouds were gonna protect you?
You thought.
Not the case, bro. Not the case. Yeah. Yeah,
My
Jack
wife was
got
like-
burnt up pretty good too. Cindy got burnt up pretty good, and I got probably the worst of it. But I managed to escape with it. You know why? Because every vacation has these perils. And the perils are you're either going to get sick, and that's something you got to watch out for. You're going to get sunburn, and you're going to get sun poisoning, and that's going to fuck up your whole trip, or you're going to sustain an injury. And I'm happy to say that the only injury I sustained was stubbing the out of my toe, to the extent that it ended up bleeding. But other than that, I played because I've been on not, I wouldn't call them vacations, but I've been out doing stuff, having a good time, maybe staying there 1 or 2 days. And then I cut my foot on something. I get sunburned to the point where the next day I've got like chills and I'm under a blanket and all this crazy shit.
It was me the next day. I was like,
There you go, dude.
Yeah,
Very hard to avoid.
Yeah. So was there a good part of the vacation? So no, the day after I got sunburned, my wife booked a charter. It was like a barge. We had to drive our car, back it up, and everything there is very tight. If you don't know how to drive, don't go to this place. I'm a professional driver. I will say that right up front. I have drove, semi trucks professionally for close to 10 years. This was difficult driving. It's because it's all on the other side of the road. We got on this barge. We drive across to St. John's. St. John's, another trash island. I thought it was like, you hear it in rap songs. You hear about it. It's supposed to be really nice. It's garbage. The roads are trash. Everything's like uphill, winding. We went to like 6 beaches on St. John. Couldn't park at one of them. We ended up driving. I just drove around there for 3 hours. I paid $60-something to get over there. Drove around, couldn't park, drove back, and to get back, everything is.
Dude, like, you must have been fuming.
I didn't even say
Fucking livid.
I didn't even say anything. I was just like, my wife was quiet. She knew, and I was like, I don't even know why we came here. And he's like, oh, to go to the beaches. I was like, I'm burned. Why do I need to even go to this beach? Any beach looks the same. They all look like you could see mountains in the side. They have the same water. That's what I will say. Nice water. Nice water.
I was surprised to find the same thing. Looking into the ocean after we got pretty far away from Florida's coast, the water turns like a real blue. That I don't know. I just didn't expect that. And also, no trash in the Gulf. No trash in the Gulf. There was no. I kind of expected you're going to see floating trash because it's the Gulf of America. By the way, that was the case when I was leaving from Florida. I went and looked at Google Maps to see how far out into the ocean we were before I lost signal, and I was pleasantly surprised to find that we were in the Gulf of America. No trash in the Gulf of America, and crystal clear blue water, very beautiful. But there's only so much of it that you can take before you get barbecued.
Yeah.
You say Top doesn't go on vacation. He just signs up for humiliation rituals. Yeah. You want to talk about humiliation rituals? They were trying to. So my wife is like, oh, they're having a sexiest man competition. And she's like, you should sign up for the sexiest man competition. I'm like, baby, that's nice. I'm 5'7". I'm 5'7". I'm not the sexiest man on the boat. I'm not going to do that. Later on, we see the sexiest man competition. And I see 4 dudes who are unbelievably uncomfortable with a Filipino MC, and she's telling them to take off their shirts, and now they have to go and grind on 4 old ladies who are sat in chairs, and they have to do that
disgusting
in front of everybody. And I'm like, and I'm looking at these dudes, and they're scared. They're mortified.
Cheering it. I don't even understand how this is entertainment. It's just I look at it and I go, what are you guys doing? What are we doing as people? Is this fun to you?
It's not fun.
No. Does anyone in the chat find this fun?
Oh maybe my God. Yeah, I was thinking how funny it would be, because when she told me I should do it, I was like, well, if I did do it, I would then post it and say, like, there's my humiliation ritual. And that's just for all the people that are spiraling and they think that we're, part of the Florida Illuminati and shit like that. But those poor guys were like, yeah, boomer entertainment. Boomer entertainment is the name of the game, baby. That's it. It's boomer entertainment. It's drinking as much as you can. And then it's eating as much as you can. Well, the best part, or one of the best parts for me, though, because I did have a lot of fun. Like I said, the jet ski was unbelievable. I love that. And then I smoked a lot of cigars, so I got to lounge and enjoy my cigar, and that's where my drinks came in. I had 5 cigars, smoked them all, so I had 5 to 6 drinks, as companions for them. So that was cool. But otherwise, man, it's I don't know. It's gross. It's gross
relax
everywhere.
At all, man. I'm happy you had a good time. It was not a good time at all for me. But actually, the best time that I had on this island, and you weren't able to take part of it, is we were just basically acting as a PR team for Toad. And I know it seems like weird and disingenuous, but it's like we were on the last Tower Gang. If you guys are fans of Tower Gang, Toad was worried he was going to get fired. And we were like, you're not going to get fired. Like, we've all gone viral a bunch of times. I used to work for the state. I've gone viral at the time as well. And I'm like, it'll blow over in a couple of days. And he's like, no, they're having closed door meetings about me. And we're
I thought he was just spiraling and like being paranoid, honestly.
We're like, calm down, Toad. And then on Friday, this actually happened on Friday. We'll tell, we told you guys on Monday because, well, I'll tell you in a second, but it happened on Friday. He just goes, they called me into a Zoom meeting. They fired me. And we're like, oh, now, like, not that I'm responsible, but like, number one, there's opportunity. Number two, I feel bad because I don't think he deserved to get fired. Actually,
no, dude, he's been working there for 10 years.
Here's the thing. He didn't, nobody deserves to get fired for this specific thing. It was, because when he did get fired, it wasn't really a surprise. So like, there's people out there, like there's, like the Mershers who are like, oh, look at this guy. Yeah, you got fired. You think?
And let me tell you real quick,
boy?
I knew that Mersh was going to be the guy to say something about it because he's so uppity about like this grifting idea. You say a racial slur, you launch a GoFundMe. But what I'll say is that I don't look at this as he's a programmer. Toad can get a job, right? He can get a job. He's got a skill set that is very valuable. What this was to me, and I thought this was very obvious to everybody, was, this culture has been compelling you to not use certain words or not talk about certain narratives, whatever the case may be. And the way they're compelling you is by threatening your livelihood. We have an opportunity not to cry, poor Toad, but to stand up, kick his shoes off and say, you. And
it's crazy too. Like, his entire body of work for 5-6 years. We had Dickie in the chat, in our private Twitter chat, posting some old videos of Tower Gang. I don't know if you scrolled up and saw some of those. Nick Ashley, we had like Josh Smith on the show. This is like when I first went on. It was beautiful to see because we were out there doing the same thing. It's never stopped. We've never taken a break. As a matter of fact, we've probably only gotten worse. So he's not out here grifting. Like, this is real. We really believe this. And the reason why we do what we do, Mersh, is because we're not a bunch of pussies. All right. We go out there and we have real jobs and we say real. And if he got punished for it, this is exactly what we're saying. We're not trying to say like, oh, go out there and get fired. Like, make this
and nobody's acting surprised either. That's a thing that people are saying is like, oh, you said how Hitler and then you got fired and now you're acting surprised. It's like, that's not about the surprise. Are you not tired of this? Are you not tired of this culture for the last decade?
Comedians.
Do you not find it refreshing that somebody, especially somebody like Toad, who is you know, I'm not even trying to dunk on him. I know you get really funny with Toad, but it's like he's small. He's all fucked up in the game. There's something, you know, wrong with him. It makes him beautiful, honestly, in my opinion. But this dude, this little man, this little bald 40-year-old virgin has the nuts to step up and say, F you. And that's not appealing to you? Like, after everything that we've gone through and everything we've railed against in the culture for the last decade, this isn't appealing to you? That is so to me.
I can't even remember this guy's name. A comedian. He has like a corn-fed something podcast. He's a New York City comedian. He follows me. I don't follow him. He does a show that's kind of like Tower Gang, but not funny. And it's just another person that's like, oh, you know, look at me. I'm so edgy. I said this online and I got fired. Like, yeah, like, what did you think? You're a comedian. It's your job to be doing this. You're supposed to be crossing the line. You're not. You're playing it safe because you're in New York City. You need to get that next booking. You're like, honestly, like, again, I don't really even hate this dude. Yeah, Dalton Pruitt. Thank you, Karsten. Dalton Pruitt. It's your job as a comedian to cross the line and to say the thing that is true or the thing that is going to get you in trouble. You're not doing that. Yeah. That's why nobody cares what you do, dog. That's why Toad has like 20,000 followers and you don't. That's why we are funnier than you. I'm not even funnier than this guy. Dalton Pruitt he's a funny motherfucker, but you can't tell the truth. It's not my fault. We're just out here saying it as we see it, and we're brave enough to do that. And it's just funny, like, we're brave enough to do it, and you're such a coward that you'll, like, I mean, just be a coward. Don't say anything. Just see it.
Just be a coward and don't say.
Don't say. Keep going. As a matter of fact, you should, like, the initial reaction, Mersh, Dalton, anybody else who claims to be in this space that is supposed to be doing something, your initial reaction should be to put your head down. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should have been doing that. Yeah. That should have been you, but it's not. It's somebody else.
And honestly, for
it's
the
a
other
software
people,
designer.
If we're talking about comedians and their reactions, you dropped the ball. You should be ashamed. This is your job, and Toad's doing it. But as for the regular person, this should be easy. This should be a layup. You should look at that and go, ha, that's funny. Damn, dude lost his job. Here's a couple bucks. Or here's a retweet. That's it. Because it's not about, like, Toad is doing fine. He's well off. This is the left will mobilize. They'll put aside their differences. They'll put aside their mussies.
David, people have messaged me and said, man, agree with this, but I just can't be a part of it because
embarrassing. I had the same happen to me when I went viral. 18 million people. My DMs were filled with people who are like, I know what you said is true. And, you know, me and my family are praying for you, but no public support. And it's like, I honestly, in those positions, I'm tempted to be like, F you. I don't want your support. Don't DM me. If you're not going to say it in public, get the fuck away from me.
You're so scared. You agree. You understand what this is. You understand that there's a huge problem. And, like, listen, no matter what you think, like, again, I agree. Was it crazy? Like, did he know he could lose his job when he posted it? Probably. When it went viral? Probably. But it still needed to be said, man. It's like, it's something that's so obvious in the culture, and it should be taken up by the people who are supposed to push back on the culture. And I guess that's us now and not you.
It's not only that.
But it's like, when they see it, when you see this happening, you're such a coward. You won't even like it. Like, Twitter doesn't even show what you like. You won't even press the like button. And that can't even be true. It's wild. But like, that's, it's just the thing sad.
This is not, they're treating this like, all right, even if you're treating this like a grift, like, oh, because that video was very funny and it's beautiful, right? The one with the Clint you showed me earlier. But
oh yeah.
The thing about it is
this on Tower Gang tonight. Watch it on Tower Gang.
Yes, dude. Honestly, the video that you tune into Tower Gang tonight, because the video that Top showed me before this is one of the funniest things ever. I was screaming laughing. It was so funny. But Tower Gang has been consistently doing this. This isn't a grift. It's just the spotlight hit him. This happens every night on Tower Gang. What the for years, you guys have been some of the few people who aren't afraid to say all of the that they threaten to take your livelihood away for.
But no, you know who's out there though? And again, I don't want to like throw, we'll be on tinfoil hat later.
Oh yeah, later today, guys. We'll be I don't know if it's gonna be live, but we'll be on at like 6 p.m. Tinfoil hat tonight.
But Tom Segura though, you know, he's super brave. He's out there, a great comedic mind. I will give him that. He's out there saying the bravest, you know, He's saying that Garth Brooks is a murderer and he's crossing all kinds of lines. He's not. You're funded by Netflix, and all you're doing is spreading debauchery, dude. Like every single one of these skits is ended or inserted with, oh, and then I'm sucking dick in a VR machine. Oh, look at me, I'm getting fucked in the ass. Oh, look at me, I got a real huge dick. I gotta cut it. I was like, so it's all just like dick jokes. Like that's what you're doing. You're a comedian. Your job is to tell the truth. You can't even do that. It's pathetic. The people
do the
that
things
are watching
that are
this pathetic, dog.
Those are things you're allowed to say. You know what I mean? You're very much allowed to, and I engage in this constantly. Nobody clutches pearls when you are self-demeaning in a way. Like that's
as a matter of fact, it ties right into Pride Month. Like Netflix would love to pay for this. They love having this out in the culture, this debaucherous garbage, and then people watch it and they go, "Oh, this is edgy." This is not edgy. You didn't say anything you weren't allowed to say.
That's what I'm saying.
I just saw this and I go, ugh. Like even, and I'm like I don't know. I consider myself a guy that enjoys dirty jokes. These jokes, I was like, this is just like crude.
Yeah.
It's like it takes away from a lot of your smart premises, a lot of the funny premises that like could have even went funnier, you know. And it just turned it like he had a bit about, it was a midget talking about him saying, and then there was a black midget on a plane with the other midget and they're asking him to say like what they can say. And then it turns into, they're like, "Sir, we need somebody in the cockpit." And he goes to the cockpit and it's actually kind of funny. He's like, "Oh, like we're the pilots," and the pilots are like on the floor and they're in a 69 position, both guys, and they're dead. And he's like, "We need somebody." It's funny, but I'm like, but do you see? I was like, all right, so like, if you didn't play that card, every clip, every bit that you did for 6 episodes, this would have been funny. But instead, it's just, I don't know, like what is?
It doesn't even
just
feel
gay.
like it doesn't even feel so much like it's comedy at this point because it's not intellectually dense to say on stream. It's this really what it is this thing that's in the back of my mind, and I assume it's in the back of Tower Gang's mind as well to a degree, which is you're not gonna tell me what I can and can't say. That's it. That's the heart of it. It's been the heart of it for all of this time that we've existed in cancel culture. It just brings me back to my original point, which is like, why isn't this fun for people with a little bit of like, not righteousness, that's the wrong word to use here, but it's an opportunity to push back. Because what I was going to say before is that the left will mobilize. They'll put their differences aside. Oh,
it'll be deleted from YouTube anyway, like right after the stream. We're not big enough where they're monitoring our live feed, but afterward they will.
Well, they were one time when I did a timeline cleanse, but I think I showed murder. Thanks, Nancy. So the left will mobilize, and they will. And I'm not even saying we're on the right. I'm just saying the left will mobilize. And they will put their differences aside and they will mob a motherfucker and dump all their time and resources into ruining that person's life. And if that kind of a machine, that kind of a monster isn't worth standing up against, I don't know what to tell you. It's the exact reason why the right gets its ass chewed constantly by the left is because there's like infighting and bickering. And the left has that too, right? Because...
You know what, David? Hold on one sec. This is right. Guys on YouTube, there's about 80 of you. 88 of you. Oh, hey, welcome.
Illuminati
Click the link. Go to Rumble, watch the rest of the show there. It's not worth it. These guys are going to probably take us off anyway. So go there and watch the rest of the show. We're not going to go behind a paywall today. This will go up and be on audio everywhere. As a matter of fact, I don't know. We'll figure it out, but it'll be up in some form or fashion. So go there, go check it out. We'll see you later.
We're gonna lose our YouTube channel.
Bye, YouTube.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm trying to do like a thought experiment, right? Because it's like, okay, the left engages in cancel culture and they have these words that you're not supposed to say. So it stands to reason that what would be refreshing is if somebody stood up on the world stage and they said,
Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler, right? But of course that person is going to experience ramifications, right? If it was easy, everybody would do it. It's not easy. Toad has been riddled with anxiety throughout this entire thing. Rightfully so. It's new territory. It's a strange place to be. And like I said, if it was easy, everybody would do it. So you expect there to be some consequences. If a hero stood up on stage and he grabbed a microphone on CNN and he said, "Never!" and everyone went, round of applause, you would expect that person to experience some ramifications. Then when they come out and tell you, hey, they fucked me up, they made me lose my job, let's do something about it. All of a sudden now it's fuck that person.
My kids from me.
You're grifting. You didn't know you were going to lose your job. It's like, what do you hate more?
Now,
do you hate the dude who's telling you that he lost his job, or do you hate the people who indiscriminately glom on to someone's account, dox them, find their employer, and have them lose their livelihood after working there for 10 years? And yes, we expected to some degree that was going to happen, but who the do you hate more?
Yeah, like what side are you, like you're picking a side, and right now, I guess the side that Mersh has decided to pick is the same side that the Misfit Patriot is on, which is really no big surprise. And
That's
I think
hilarious.
It's kind of hilarious. It's like just, par for the course. Oh, wait, we had a $2 super chat that said nice.
Oh,
Thank you,
man.
Brew. It was
Man
nice whenever you said that.
Is that your real name?
So yeah, it's part of it. It's like, all right, you're agreeing with Misfit Patriot for whatever reason, for maybe you're just out of material again, and you decided to stir up some. But I had enough. Like, you could attack me, you could attack my my reputation, which you've done a number of times, and I didn't air out your bullshit because I went to your co-host and I was like, listen, I'm in business with you guys. I make you money. I work with and I work for you guys in some certain aspects. This is what happened. And he's like, well, here, we'll lay the whole thing out in a second, but I'll tell you my main gripe with what he did with Toad. My reputation can handle what you're doing. Toad has a much smaller reputation. He's also vulnerable right now. He's also a dude that we joke around about being suicidal, but I'm legitimately worried about Toad. Like, I've been calling him every day because this is hard to navigate.
Yeah.
In a sense, we all ask for this. When you go online and you post anything, you're posting so that the most amount of people will see what you said.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like, Cole's been fired from a job for saying something that wasn't even that crazy. He just said, like, walk it off. When he was making a joke, he got doxxed and fired from his previous job. This was years ago. So you can be doxxed and fired and whatever for a number of reasons, and it's fucked up. And I understand the mental toll it takes on people. So I'm calling Toad. We're trying to help him out. We're trying to support him. When this happened, we took the weekend to formulate a plan because he's going to need help in the meantime. I don't think he's going to be able to get any gainful employment in Massachusetts where he's at. He still has he's got a lot of stuff going on. And so this is somebody that you've met in real life. This is somebody that you have performed with, someone that you've been on their show a few times. And it's like, not only did you say like, oh, Toad's stupid. Yeah, Toad's stupid. Like, did he deserve to get fired? Again, deserve is a weird word, but like, he should expect it to get fired when you post that stuff. Like when you're playing that game.
And deserved are two different things.
Sure. Yeah. It's like, well, what do you think? You think that he should be fired? Are you that much of a coward? What are you doing here? I thought you were like against this kind of cancel call. I guess not. Maybe you're you're acting like a
cross-eyed motherfucker says on his own show all the time. That's the thing that I don't understand about this. It's like he did the exact same thing you do all the time, but he went viral and he had a regular job. And he didn't cry. He said, hey, here's an opportunity to push back.
Yeah, we're going to push back. We're not apologizing. We're doubling down and we're moving forward in the same direction. We need a little bit of help in the meantime. And also it's like, hey, if like you can give money to this Shiloh Hendricks who, I don't know, it's like it's way more egregious what she did. You called a kid and again, who cares? He probably was. But it's like, this guy is doing comedy. He's doing entertainment. He took something that is like a hip hop song, transformed it into a ukulele cover that is very original. I can't even remember the song for Kanye. Like I remember how Toad sings it. And then because of Toad, it's been, and Toad and Foundering, they both cover, like I think Foundering did it first, but he only did a piano cover. He didn't sing to it, which was like, he should have, because he's a singer. But
yes,
this is a crazy thing to do. Okay. And now it goes down like, you're making content. Do you have balls? Do you have balls enough to do that? Or are the things that are off limits, Mersh? Well, I guess this is off limit. It's not that it's off limits. You could say, but you just be careful about it. Just be careful. You're a coward. You're a coward. So
No,
whatever.
you know what it is? You're allowed to say, and then you're allowed to lose your job for it. But when it happens, you'd better lay down and shut the up about it.
Yeah, you don't want to see his competition succeed.
That's
It's
what it
not-
feels like.
It's not competition. Like, so, all right, we're gonna.
Well,
lay
he
this-
perceives it that way.
Well, I didn't, but I guess I still don't see it that way. But we'll lay it out this way. So you didn't just call him stupid, but then you attacked his fundraiser. Why? I don't know. But it's not the first time that you've attacked how people make money, how they feed. I know you don't have kids. I know you got a bunch of cats. I know you're probably going to kill yourself soon. But we do. We have families. We've got mortgages. We've got shit to take care of. So when you attack our money, it's offensive to us. We don't like it. And you've already attacked my money once before. Who knows? Maybe more times. So this is what happened. I invited you and Royce on. Actually, let's back up even further. Let's back up even further than that. I met you guys. I like Royce. Great dude. I invited you to be on Merch Engine, which it was a big site for Gas Digital. We hosted Legion of Skanks, Part of the Problem. A lot of like big comedians. Ari Shaffir, Michael Malice was on there. Big time business. I allowed you to put your name next to those people. Royce deserves it. You don't. They actually weren't too crazy about me doing that. I got in a little bit of trouble and I fought and I got that done for you. You're welcome. What happens next? Next, I onboard you onto my website, toplobsta.com. I continue to make designs for you. Your best-selling design is one that I drew for you for free. And it still sells. It sold yesterday, but I'm taking it off the website. And it's funny too, because he's talking. He's like, "Oh, you said he's gonna take it off. I have no association, but my shit's still up there." It's like, well, I spoke with your partner, and I'm not just gonna take your merch down. I'm gonna let you guys find a new distributor because I'm not a piece of shit. So Royce is kind of sad about this. He'll find a new distributor, and then we'll cut ties. So for now, if you want some ROTC, go ahead and buy it. I don't give a. Very happy to part ways. I will still be hosting Royce's merch and still be doing his because I enjoy working with him. So that happened. You're on toplobsta.com. I had the opportunity to pick up Owen Benjamin, who's a friend of mine, been a friend for a while. He asked me to come on my merch site. I said, absolutely. We're about to sign a contract. He calls me and he says, some of the guys I work with see that you have this show on your site. I think I told you about this, David.
Yeah.
And it's not a good look because these guys have been shitty to me. And by these guys, he means you, Mersh. I want nothing to do with them. I'm really sorry. And then I helped him. I walked him through how to open up his own website. So I was like, all right, that
Dude,
sucks. Lost a bunch of money. I mean, lost a ton of money. This is like Owen Benjamin. So lost a ton of money. I don't even know how to explain what I lost because it's gone. But yeah, being associated with that type of comedy is exactly what I've been after my entire time doing this. And it was weird because it was like a position at the time where I felt like Owen was testing me a little bit and seeing what I did. But I wasn't going to drop you guys. It's just not in me. I know about cancel culture. Here we are. And I wasn't going to cancel you guys to pick somebody else for money. So it is what it is. I didn't do that. I said, good luck, Owen. This sucks. Wish I would have been able to design. I mean, just to not even the money side, just to be able to design for his ideas would have been
Fun.
so much fun. That's the only reason I do it. That's the reason why I picked, because I enjoy Revenge of the Cis. I think they're very funny.
Yeah, they are very funny.
Yeah, to design for their ideas, like your with the egg, it's a lot of fun. When I have the time to do it, it's a lot of fun. And at the time, I was just mainly a designer. So that's gone. I never brought that up, never threw it in their face because it's disingenuous. It was just business. And
it wouldn't have been right to throw it in their face. It's just, you're going to come across these hard decisions when you own a business and when you're dealing with these personalities. All
right. So what do I do next? Royce reaches out to me, he says, look at this funny bit they did about Owen Benjamin. And I was like, what was the deal with him? Like, what are you guys beefing with him or something? Like, oh yeah, we had beef, but we we don't want to have beef anymore. And I was like, I get it. he was like, yeah, look at this bit. It's funny. So I was like, all right. I took the bit. I sent it to Owen. I was like, these guys, you know, they're looking to, it looks like they're looking to, you know, rebuild a bridge or something like that.
Yeah, bury a hatchet.
Yeah, bury a hatchet. And Owen was like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, yeah, you should talk with them. He's like, do you think I should? And I said, you know what? I like this guy. I think you should talk with them. The next day, I'm connecting them. He's on their show again. Royce, I have DMs from Royce saying, I don't know what the you did, but we're having Owen back on our show. Owen on our show for the first time. Thank you so much. Yada, yada. So again, you're welcome.
Yeah.
These are the things that I've done for you. Okay. I've been a net positive for you, period. You've done nothing for me. So we'll continue. I invited you to Bohemian Grove. I told you it was bare bones. Everybody knew it was bare bones. We did it in a weird, shitty club. Shout out to Alex. He's building a new club, a 500 seater. So we're going to be doing stuff there. But this was like
this
a
is
weird...
important. This is important. You have to, because when we extended the invites to people, it was very much in the context of like, hey, we are trying to build something. There is no money in this. We are not making money. And the response, as I understand it, was like, Royce is going, we're already here locally. It's not that far. We'd love to come and hang. We understand. And
Yeah.
then, by the way, they get up, they perform. It's a good performance. It's fun.
Here's what
people really
here's
enjoy.
my messages to Royce, and I'm not going to read anything like too crazy or private, but I said, I feel bad. The event wasn't as, I wanted to sell it out even more. Like we had some spaces to like maybe 20 more spots to sell. We didn't sell it, but it's fine. I said I wanted to, and we didn't really even turn a profit. After we paid everything, we paid out the club, we do all this stuff. I mean, between the merch and all the stuff, I was very close to losing money. I made like $300 on this.
Yeah, but you still lost like $200 on the cloak. So really, you made what,
Yeah, but
$100?
that stuff, like the VIP stuff for this year, I don't care about. It's like break even almost.
Yeah,
the
but
stuff that we're
that's the
getting.
point of it, is to say like we built some relationships, we called in some favors to throw this event, and people were happy to come out and hang because they were either local, they liked the idea of what we were doing, but everybody understood that there was no money in this, and if you can't make it, then that's totally fine. You know,
Here's what I
it's not a
said.
big deal.
I said, if you guys wanted to get paid, we could have discussed money before and I would have budgeted for it. But the agreement was always like, yo, this is bare bones. You guys are local. If you want to come down and hang out, that would be amazing. I love your work. Obviously, I'm already making you guys money in a bunch of different ways. And Roy says, dude, I don't care about the money. Just so you know, I'm perfectly fine. Hadn't even thought of it. And you know what sucks? I would do it again for free.
Yeah.
But then he did that.
By the way, I just want to draw attention to this. Cheney's in the chat. She said loyalty's bigger than royalties. Cheney was there. Juan was there. Thomas was there. Nobody got paid. We didn't have anything to pay anybody. This was all under the context of like, this is cool. I like what you guys are doing, and we like you. We have relationships with these people. Let's hang and then let's try to do something.
I have DMs from Mersh saying that he had a blast the day after.
He was on his show because after the event was over, I went to go see, because everybody's a content creator. I checked out Cheney's show. She brought all her homies. She said nothing but positive things about it. I checked out Thomas's show. I checked out Juan's show. I checked out Revenge of the Cis. I even checked out Daywave and Nightwave. They loved it.
Yeah, listen, we did the best we could with what we had. And, and I'm grateful for everyone that was a part of it because they did that, we were able to do this next one. Yes. And because of the success, like, it was like I consider it a small success because it was very stressful, very hard to do, especially afterward with the bullshit that this dude pulled. We're able to do a second one in an actual theater with like two, not just one big name, two big names. It's crazy. So that happened. I went to Royce originally because I was like, what the f is this guy talking about? Like, I thought we agreed, and I was like, it's just very strange. But let's pull.
Well, because he didn't even. This was so. The event was in October, and everything was like golden for 2 months, and then all of a sudden January, this guy comes out of the woodwork. By the way, this guy comes out of the woodwork after he drags 18th. The event on his show to multiple people. He doesn't come to us and say, "Hey, there should be a discussion."
keep in mind, I am in a business relationship with this guy. I pay them every month or every month and a half whenever the payouts reach a certain limit. So it's not like I'm some guy that is stiffing him on money. I am doing business with them, selling their shirts, paying him, doing designs for him. He's getting PayPal statements from me monthly or every month and a half. Okay? Keep this in mind, because now is the point. Now is the point where I'm going to stiff him when he comes and does something that we agreed was, I thought he was helping me out. So,
I want people to pay attention to the way that you respond too, because
here we go.
They're accustomed to one top, but business top is different.
No, business top is this is why I haven't been on Legion of Skanks, because when I deal with Lewis, it's business top. He doesn't see me being funny or sassy or whatever the you want to call me. He sees me doing a job, and I'm doing it as well as I can. To the point where, again, like I said, I don't mean to brag, he's offered me to buy into his company, and I decided not to. Thank God I didn't, because I feel like there's a lot more with what I'm doing now. I wouldn't have been doing Nephilim Death Squad to the level that I'm at, and I wouldn't be trying to do as much with Top Lobsta, which I own completely. But that's like, if you're ever in a business and you get an opportunity like that, you got to weigh, it's like, it's not that it's like a bad thing, but it's like, if I do this, my time,
it's risk reward.
There's a lot of reward, but my time would be this, and there's only so much upside. So whatever, I just like, I did this thing. I'm happy with what I did.
Let me just explain this for Bad Luck Boys is Mersh. So Mersh looks like he doesn't have a big account on Twitter. That's not because Mersh isn't successful and because he's not good. It's because his accounts get terminated. So he loses one, he has to rebuild it. This is one that he was using for a while. So and I really want people to pay attention to how this goes, because I think it's so damning. But go ahead.
So he says, what was the pay for Bohemian Grove? I don't think we ever got this.
2 months after the event.
2 months after the event. This is also like weeks into him talking about us, which I'm like, I'm not even going to address this. I don't know what the this guy, I'm getting wind of it. Like here and there.
I mean, weeks of him talking on his shows, and he has a huge reach. He's a great content creator. He's very funny. He's got a lot of influence. So this now gets out to potential, I don't know, relationships that we might have in the future. He's already decided to open that can up.
So here we go. I said, the only person paid was Leonardo, because I already know what he's coming with, because now I've heard this like for weeks. I'm getting whispers of this guy saying this. Oh, okay, that kind of sucks. And then he waits. I said, yeah, I barely even broke even doing the event. It'll grow though. So he goes, yeah, I get that, sad, but let's see the next one. I get that. That's sad, but I was asked to show up to do a thing on my day off. I showed up extra early, and this is another thing, is like, this event was so thrown together that it started an hour late. This is how
this is genuinely not like our fault, but like, yes, Mersh was there early, and I felt terrible about that. And he made a lot of jokes about that. He was very lighthearted. They gave him weed while he was there.
Everyone was there chilling, hanging out, and you were there having a good time. Just chill. And the chunky anti-Semite, somebody tag Leonardo Joni in this, because she's blowing up, and I'm sure they're going to want, you know what, don't do that, because this affects Royce again. Whatever. This is Mersh speaking. The chunky anti-Semite that is making waves got paid, and I didn't. Dick Masterson, who's paid me. Carl from What Are These Podcasts paid me. I like Carl. And I didn't get paid for the other gig because all the money went to some chick who says funny shit about the. That sucks, dude. Just saying. This is at 4 a.m. And I'm just like,
4 a.m. He's drunk and he's spiraling. And once again, I have to reiterate, we asked on the premise of, there is no money in this. If you could make it, that would be cool. But if not, we understand.
Right. And it's very clear. It's like, you can call me a liar about this, but please go and check Royce's Twitter, because he's been seeing this since January. He's embarrassed by this. He's seeing it come up again now. I had another conversation with him recently where I said, I can't host you guys on my site anymore. And he's like, I understand. And it breaks my heart, because I love Royce. I love doing work with him. But Royce is not saying that. So it's...
Yeah, why is Royce not saying it?
It's weird. I don't know, because I pay them. I pay Revenge of the Cis. They have their own LLC. I pay Daywave. I pay Nightwave. I pay his other cat person thing on PayPal. And it's like there's like a consistent stream of business going between all of us, and communication. So I don't know what happened, but
But
apparently
it's an interesting question. You
It's
guys
interesting. Half of your
both
show
showed up
doesn't
to our
know.
event and you both performed, but Royce isn't saying any of this. In fact, Royce is doing nothing but glowing endorsements. Had a good time.
in fact,
love
Royce
these
will
guys.
be there. He'll be there next for the next show next month. So go to
That's right.
Bohemian Grove, brogrove.com. Royce will be there probably Saturday. That's a comedy section. But let's read. We'll go to the next one. So this sucks, dude. Just saying. I was like, I get. Okay, you're upset. And what's happening with Mersh is he's probably in gambling debt, definitely in tax debt. So
Definitely faced.
probably listen. He's a mess. I like Mersh. I think he's funny, but you. So this is what I say. Then he escalates because it's still 4 a.m. I'm sleeping. I didn't show up to your show thinking we were all absorbing the financial burden. I showed up and did my job, and Dick paid, Carl paid, and you gave all the money to a chick who bombed because she has more clout on social media. Leonardo Joni didn't bomb. It was actually
She
a good
didn't bomb.
set.
She crushed.
Random bombed. This sucks, and I can't promise I won't let everyone know how much this sucks. If Bohemian Grove 2 happens, it's Bohemian Grove 3, 2 days, 1 portal. Expect to pay me 3 times.
Now,
Thanks.
wait. Pause.
So-
I want to say right there where he goes, I can't promise I won't let everyone know how much this sucks. You already did, you alcoholic piece of shit.
You've been talking shit. You've been talking shit about me for weeks before you even sent this message. Number 1. Number 2, you're coming here and yeah, I said you were begging for money. This looks like begging for money for me. This looks like, number 1, you tried to beg and then I told you, no one really got paid. Then you tried to extort me and I'm not going to be extorted. But here's what I said next. So I said, right. So how much do you want?
Dude,
And
no fluff, no insults, no accusations.
What's your
ignored all of the bullshit and just said, how much do you want?
And there you go. There's no amount of money in the world to make up for we fucked everybody except our queen, Leonarda. Again, somebody tag Leonarda in this because I'm sure she'd want to do business with them after. And again, I'm sorry because Revenge of the Cis is a fun show, but it's like, dude, this is on you, Mersh. Have you guys seen her takes on the... I want not a penny. I just need to know whether or not I'd show up to another gig. I'm not a free opener for female... let's read the next
Comics
one.
is what he said.
Yeah, here we go. I'm not an opener for female. Is this here? Yeah, female hack comics who, if they were men, would be doing open mics. I didn't need money, and I disagree with that as well. I think that Leonardo would be, if she embraced like the left wing side of things, she would have blown up faster and larger. But she's blowing up right now. And her Twitter following shows that, and it's not just from being anti-Semitic. She's funny. She's quick. She's pretty. She's got it all going on. And
She
I hope
delivers
the
it
culture,
well. Yeah, she's got
Yeah.
the personality for it. Yeah.
I'm glad we got her on this Bohemian Grove because I feel like in a year we can't afford her. And yeah, I'm excited to see her grow. But also Tower Gang did find her.
Yeah.
We didn't,
that's
I mean,
true.
we found her off of, she was on Tony. We immediately reached out. We had her on. So go to the Rumble and check out that episode because it was a banger. Like that was like a couple years ago.
That was
anyway,
early, yeah.
I didn't need money. I wanted money. You need money. But instead, I found out where we stand compared to your race grifting queen. Like I told Royce, if you guys would have wanted to get paid, we would have negotiated before, and I would have found out something reasonable to pay you guys if we could have afforded it. And honestly, I probably would have paid them out of my pocket because I thought that the performance that they did was hilarious.
It was great.
Yeah,
it was great.
But there was no one ever mentioned it to me. So I thought you guys were doing it, whatever. I found out where we stand compared to your race queen. If anything, after finding this out, I owe you money.
Yeah.
You do for a number of reasons, but not because of this. You owe me. So let's keep reading.
It's such a funny thing too. Like the way he
Hey, this is my
don't
favorite
even
part.
go on. I just want to say this real quick. This is a guy who we had a good rapport with. We left on a high note. Everything was cool. 2 months later, he spirals. He talks a bunch of shit. And despite how well you treat him in this exchange, he throws this shit in your face. Like he's literally spiraling and freaking the out. And all you said was, right, how much do you want? Right?
So
What the because last I knew, you liked it. Last I knew, you said you had a great time. Last I knew, you said Bohemian Grove was great. And if you think that that's not true, go back and find the dates on Daywave, on Nightwave, and on ROTC right after Bohemian Grove last October. Go back and find it, and you will find on his show that it was nothing but glowing endorsements. He talked a little bit of shit because it was a little bit clunky and
What's
understandable.
What's the name of his page? I don't even remember. It's like part of,
on Rumble.
Bad Luck. No, the Bad Luck Boys. Because I'll just do this. So let's see. Bad Luck. There we go. Okay, so I'm still following him. We'll go ahead and unfollow, and we'll look at the DM so you guys know what.
Yeah, there's no editing and.
There's no editing. All right. So yeah, I'll scroll up to here. It'll grow though. I appreciate it. We sent him a drive. Somebody had an issue with something like that. Here we go. Dude, last night was wild. This was after. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was fun. Here we go. Let's go down. All right. So how much do you want? There's no amount of money. Yada yada. Bullshit. After this, I'm like, I just went to Royce and I was like, Royce, I can't be in business with you guys. Like, I can't be selling and be associated with somebody who's trying to tear me down. Like, you understand that, right? Yeah. And Royce was like, I'm sorry, man. Like, he does this. It's like, there's nothing I could really do. I was like, I'm not blaming you. But
look at that. Look at that. This is a guy who's taken to his.
Asking Royce. I was asking him. I was like, please ask him how much money he wants because I want to pay him and be done with this guy. And then I just want to get away from it. And Royce was like, just, I was like, sorry, man. He's drinking. Just don't do that. And I was like, all right, like, okay, I'll let it go. I respect the shit. I really do respect the shit out of Royce. So like one of the people I've been listening to for a long time, one of the funniest people in broadcasting. It's like, I was like, all right, cool, man. And I don't want to cut ties with you guys. I whatever. So I just said, you know what? Just chalk it up to whatever it is.
But look at this. He does all this, right? And would you have been justified if you got on your show and talked? Would you have been justified if you hopped on the timeline and started talking shit?
Ask the chat. Course. Chat, have you heard this before? Is this old news to you guys?
No, this isn't. Not to this degree. I mean, a little bit. We talked about it a little bit because I would do timeline claims and people would.
I went on Tower Gang and I said, yeah, I didn't pay Mersh and I wouldn't pay him again. Yeah, no, I wouldn't go and air this out. But if you want to air it out, we'll air it out. And this is exactly what I'm doing now. So whatever. Let
but I'm just saying, you would have been justified in doing those things, and you still didn't. You didn't fire back at him. You didn't take to the timeline.
I don't like doing this right now, but it's
gay. It sucks. But it's like if you're gonna keep doing this all over the place, and you've got people that are screaming on Twitter right now, show the DMs. Top's a liar. He's not showing the DMs. Like you're a piece of shit. You're a terrible person, but you're not a liar when it comes to these things.
Here you go. And this is sorry. Well, look at this. I know how to use Twitter. This is Mersh. Help Stray Cats. That's him. I'm sure if you click on this, you'll see his face. Here's his cats. There's his Nightwave Radio. He's retweeting himself. This is him. This is not somebody else. And he must have forgotten that I don't know whatever. I talked to Royce again and I say, like, all right, then just let it be. Like, it is what it is. I don't hate Mersh. He just has to, you got to tell him he's got to stop. You can't attack. If you attack me, you make fun of me, that's fine. But don't attack my money. Don't attack like Toad's money. Come on, dude. It's like, we're all in this business. We're all doing we're all in this together. We're all in this specific kind of business, and it's very hard to make money doing this. It's like, it's a fickle thing. If you go on vacation for a couple of days, people think they forget you exist. You stop making money. It's like, dude, this is like, don't do that. Especially when you're in business with somebody. It's wild. So a day later or so, I guess Royce talks to him. He comes back. This is what he says. And this is the guy who's been talking all this shit to me. So here we go. I want to apologize for how I handled that. I've had a pretty fucked up year or so. I know. I won't go into details, but it's not been great. It's not been a great run.
The slump continues.
Yeah, I'm not making any excuses as I shouldn't have taken out on you. I'm just hopefully providing context. I know you're a good dude and you didn't deserve to get the brunt of the I am feeling that was built up so long before I decided to take it out on you. I would like to legit ask for your forgiveness. I don't think this was legit. I think you did this because daddy told you to, Mersh. And I think you do it again, but I'm not interested in making Royce bend over backwards again for something. You guys could find new t-shirt providers. I'm sorry, man. You didn't deserve any of the shit I threw your way. It was just bottled up and went in the wrong direction when I came out. I hope we can be cool going forward. And I said, it's all love, man. This never happened as far as I'm concerned. That
was it. That was the last interaction. So
and that's it.
Where he says, I hope we can be cool going forward. The lie detector test determined that was a lie because you didn't come at him or anything. And here we go months later, and he's doing it again. And it makes me wonder. Look, I'm not trying to make fun of the guy because he's an alcoholic. I know he's actually sober. He's been sober for a number of days, and that's great. And I love to hear that. But I can't figure out how he got here. I think the dude literally has demons. Like, there's got to be things that are whispering to him to burn the bridges and destroy the relationships he needs, because what you just showed is the last interaction until we get here, which is the Twitter drama that's taking place for no good fucking reason.
I've paid him a couple of times since then. Not a word spoken to him. I talk with Royce often, occasionally we still talk. But yeah, that's what happened here. It's just very, like, it's kind of retarded.
It's so like,
it's so to even talk about. This is that, like, he does on his show, and now you've made my show this show, but I've got to, like, we have a platform, and there's there's a couple hundred people watching, so that's cool. So at least you guys know, but I'm sure you didn't even know who the Mersh was before this. But that's what happened. This is what it was. So I don't know. I don't really know what to say about it.
Well, no, I mean, the reason we did this is because the interaction that you left off with on X was, hey, I've got these DMs, and if this keeps going, I'm going to post it. And then what happens is, because it's not your priority, because you're living a life, because you're doing, and you're not trying to survive. Because you're on island, you're not trying to take a time out and post all these things. But because of that, then all of a sudden his fan base starts swelling up and saying you're a liar, you're a liar. And that's one thing. People say a bunch of dumb shit. Who gives a where are the DMs, you're a liar. But and then Mersh says it.
Yeah, the truth is, though, is, like, I know the people who watch his show are probably, like, I don't know, in the same boat as him. That's why you'd watch content like that. So nothing I could say or do online on Twitter, the DMs I post, none of it would matter. They'd read it and see it the way they'd like to see it, any which way.
And it's very to have to post DMs. I was telling you that I wanted to see you do it, because to me it was just, I'm just watching my homie get accused of. It's like, you could accuse him of a lot of things. You can't accuse him of lying, especially in this instance. This is bullshit. And what annoyed me is, I know you have the DMs, and I'm watching these people say this, and then Mersh is also retweeting it, and he's calling you a liar because he's too much of a alcoholic to remember that he said these things.
I don't know what's going on.
That's really crazy, dude. I'm like, do you not have your DMs? Don't you have the message? Go in the messages, dog. Look before you speak. And instead he just goes, he's a liar. He called you a liar and it's like, dude, you're so cordial with him.
It's super disorienting. Like
it is. Like, it's weird.
I'm like, wait, what the like? I thought back. I was like, did that not happen? Like, I felt like maybe it didn't happen, because I'm like, now the way
you're so confident.
Yeah, the way you're so confident. I'm like, are you sure that this? And then again, I read it. I sent it to you guys. I was like, what do you think about this? Is like, am I misreading this? Did I misread it at the time? Did I misread all this? Like, no, I don't think I did. I think that you're just. I don't know what's wrong with you, dude. I hope you get some help, but we're done. And that's really a fact of the matter. It's like, it's
a shame, because he's funny and he's talented, and I love ROTC is a great show, and I think he's gonna die soon. It is what it is. Look, there's something wrong with Mersh, and it's a bummer if you're suffering from alcoholism to that degree.
Mersh is what is right with Mersh, you know?
Yes, it's what makes him unique. It's what makes him very funny. He's a very funny guy, genuinely funny. But you're talking about a dude who's in his 40s, who's single, who has no children, who has a severe drinking problem and a gambling problem, and his gambling problem, and his job is to just attack other creators. I think what he did is he just slipped into this autopilot. I think he slips into that autopilot when he's suffering in one way or another.
I forgot to mention that I also told them about how to make money with their audio feed. Did I say that? They make
no, you didn't say that.
I didn't say that. Yeah, I also helped them out with that.
Yeah, so you've helped them a bunch.
I mean, it's like a net positive for you. Like, monetarily, a net positive. It's wild how much of a net positive and how much of a net negative you've been to me.
Yeah.
Literally a cancer.
And that other shit too, like, I'm sorry, dude. That is like, we didn't air Leonardo's set because, comedians don't often like that happening. She crushed. Anybody who was there at Bohemian Grove said that we got no negative feedback about it. I thought it was hilarious. So to wrap yourself up in this narrative and then to start attacking like what the did Leonardo have to do with any of this? It's so strange to reel her into it, but it's that autopilot he goes on. All he knows how to do is drink, gamble, pet cats, and attack creators. That's it. That's all he knows how to do. And he's really good at those things, but sometimes when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Leonardo didn't do. She doesn't even think about Mersh or anything. You know what I mean? Like, she's just out here crushing, and this guy's just hating. There's something to be said about that. I'm not above occasionally looking over to another content creator and dunking on them. We do that. We'll talk about like Rogan or Ian Carroll is a fun one. But I think there's something when that's your main focus, that's a bad place to be, because outside of comedy, we would call that hating. You're hating. And when you're hating on other motherfuckers that are more successful than you, it's because there's something wrong with you. That's what's going on there.
Yeah.
So I think he just slips into those places, and it's a bad place to be, man. I talked to him at Bohemian Grove, and I have a weird thing with people. I could feel like way too much from them. I had to get away from him. Because it just felt he's like really intense, and he's not even being intense with his words. He's just a huge dude with weird energy, and I had to get the away from him. I hate that any of this happened, but Top, you'll remember before I ever had an interaction with them, I told you that I really liked them, but one day Mersh is going to be a problem. Yeah. I said that to you. I said that to you like over a year ago, way over a year ago.
Well, it's just the case. It seems the case. I mean, it's like stupid to even bring this up. I'm just kind of defending myself, but seems the case over and over again with what happens. Royce makes deals. Royce moves, does cool stuff. Mersh ruins it. The cycle continues. I don't know. Whatever. I don't want to talk about their stuff too much, but I do hope that Royce could find somebody better and do his shit, because he's talented at what he does.
Yeah,
So,
and also Mersh can get his shit together. I hope he goes on. I hope he figures this out. I hope he crushes. I don't want the dude to suffer. I don't like why it's, from my perspective, I find him entertaining. I like him as a creator. Of course, I don't want to see him suffer. That's like, if you like somebody's show, you don't want to see them suffer. I don't want him to. I know he's doing the sober thing. That's cool. I hope he figures this out, because you can't do this forever. This is, bro. This is so like, why are you engaging in this Twitter drama with somebody who's been an ally, and not just an ally in rhetoric, but an ally in your bank account, you dumb. It's gay.
Yeah, it's but or whatever. All right, let's end it. I have stuff to do. I've got kids.
Yeah, I gotta piss hard, guys. We're gonna be on Tinfoil Hat at 6 p.m., which is gonna be very cool, and we're gonna be talking about all kinds of.
We should have like talked about what we're going to talk about there to prep, because it's been a while.
That's right. We don't have to prep. We're good.
Yeah.
Mark, but yeah, check that out. No, it's not. We've done it. We've prepped quite a bit. We're going to be talking about a lot of the same stuff that we've been talking about when it comes to the telepathy tapes and all that other stuff, but we're going to be presenting it on a bigger platform. So always cool to hang out with Sam and XG and Johnny Woodard. So be sure you guys tune in for that. Pretty sure that's going to be live. I think they do Tinfoil Hat.
I don't think it's going to be live.
No, I thought they did that show live now.
I don't know what the they're doing, but I don't think it's going to be live. So whatever, you guys will catch it when it
happened.
Yeah,
when it happened.
happens.
And then
actually, if you're a patron, you might catch the audio early. I might be able to do a little bit of here and there for you guys, but that's illegal. But it's fine. It'll be on our Patreon.
Star Crimes asked me what percentage of the cruise was black, and that's a good question. I would say it was a pretty even-keeled 50-50, but the remaining 50%...
Who owned the boats?
Who owned the boats? It was definitely a Jewish guy. The remaining 50% of that 50%, 80 were morbidly obese elderly people. So it's a really unique combination. It's mostly black people and morbidly obese elderly white people. It's an interesting mix. They had a good time though. A lot of race relations were repaired on that. I saw a lot of people fraternizing across racial lines, and it was nice. That's right. Yeah, guys. So whatever the hell it is, Tinfoil Hat. Also, patreon.com/Nephilim Death Squad. Great way to do some stuff, make some things happen, make us happy. Give us your money.
Yeah. Oh, go to toplobsta.com. The stuff isn't up there just yet. There's a lot of designs I got to work out into mock-ups and all that stuff. But all the stuff I showed in the beginning episode, if you missed it, go back to the beginning of the episode. Go check that out. It's going to be like, I don't know, 30 new designs coming up. What does it say? Just hit up the
it's Z-Man.
buffet.
He said just hit the breakfast buffet and load a plate up with free bacon. That's what I ate.
That's the
almost
move.
exclusively meat while I was out there.
Yeah.
So
Whatever.
that's
Go to toplobster.com, buy a fundraiser for Toad t-shirt, get some Bohemian Grove tickets while they still last. We are actually getting kind of low on tickets there, which is a relief.
Yeah.
And it's the event's a month away, so you're going to want to plan, get yourself a hotel. There's people coming. Yesterday, somebody bought from Costa Rica. I have no idea what's going on.
I saw that. Costa Rica. What the man? We had somebody
wild.
from
Netherlands,
one of the
I think.
Yeah, the Netherlands. It was something really crazy like that. So that's really cool. We're international now. We're gonna have a bunch of people. I don't think they speak the language, but they'll be there.
That's fine. They'll enjoy it. They just smile and laugh. There you go.
Oh, also hats off to Scott and his copy pasta that went over everybody's head. Scott killed it
beautiful.
over the weekend, and it was very funny. And what I love about it is that Scott only does things that he finds funny, and he doesn't care if you know what the joke is. He cares if he knows what the joke is, and that, in my opinion, is the heart of comedy: is doing what you think is funny, not what everybody else thinks is funny, and that's great. So.
The greatest hypnotist on planet Earth is a oblong box in the corner of the room. It is constantly telling us what to believe is real.
You can persuade them that what they see with their eyes is what there is to see. You can't. Because they'll laugh in the